We are rewinding. We're doing this again because we only have so much funny between us today.
Are you even facing the right way?
Yes, I'm facing the way I always face. And you know how I know?
How?
So, for those of you watching, I mean, it won't affect those listening, but those watching, Cody and I don't like exactly sit and stare into the camera when we talk, so we can't look at each other's faces. So when Cody is bearing his soul and telling me this sad life story, how his house burned down and how he lost his job and his wife and his child is disabled, this is the face that I'm looking at. This is my stand-in Cody.
I'll try. Oh man, I don't know how we're gonna get the listeners to see that, but it's a Boba Tea plushie smiley face, like a cute little.
It's not even a plushie; it's a squishy, Cody. It
It's a
feels like a
squishy.
little Boba Tea ball,
Ah.
but down the road from us, a place opened called Society, and they sell the best boba tea in the whole world. But they have this thing where, like, you get a little card, and every time you order boba tea, you get like a sticker, but you get like a small sticker and a big sticker. And if you have X amount of big boba tea stickers, then you can get a free plushie.
What's
And Larry
X?
and I sort of abused the system.
Specifically
know, like,
asking.
I think
Okay, how many
you
times
need
do you think
10
Larry
big
and you
stickers.
went? Okay.
Okay, so I'll put it this way. Larry has to drive past the place on his way home from work.
Okay.
I mean, he
Has
has
to.
to.
Forced.
I mean, it is like
It's the only way.
like one turn wrong and like into another center, and he has to find parking, and he has to get out of his car. But I mean, like, he has to.
No, he has to.
And I don't know, we discovered it the night that we went for those eat all you can hot wings that I told you was sort of like disappointing.
Nice. Yes.
And since then we've qualified for our second plushie. We must just go fetch it. So all you watchers and listeners, you decide how much boba tea you think that was.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how long ago you went for hot wings, and if you have boba tea every day, holy smokes.
Okay, no, it's not every day. That's outrageous. I'm not filled with boba tea. If you cut me open, I bleed. As
I
was
don't
proven
know.
by the hospital, boba
Yeah.
doesn't come out.
Those pictures looked boba to me. That's all I'm gonna say. In case anyone was wondering, Arielle sent us photos of the inside of her stomach. Inside. Not like
Well, not just of my stomach. I
her
sent
throat.
you inside from like throat into stomach.
The inside.
How close we are.
Yeah. It's like an episode of House, but with Boba Tea and Arielle.
Guys, when you are as a close-knit work team as we are, you have to constantly look for new and exciting ways to surprise each other. And I feel like that was a new and surprising way.
You know, we were joking about like getting your camera on Teams and everything, and then Reed was like, send us some selfies, and she did not even hesitate. It was the very next message. Photos of inside her stomach. It wasn't even like, lol guys, that's so funny. It was like, yeah, have it. You asked for it, now
See
it's
it.
here. Oh man.
I should have sent you all because like I had to have a sonar done. So if anybody has had a baby or knows anybody who's had a baby, you get those little like sonograph pictures of a like baby in your belly. I have one of those for every single organ in my body. It is incredible. It is a stack like this because she took from different angles of my organs and then she gave them to me and was like, oh, she emailed the report to the specialist, but she thinks I should have this. So I feel like I should just put it on my fridge because I have a whole stack of inside me sonars now. Like, do you want to see my liver and my gallbladder?
Yeah. Lay it out on your fridge in the shape of where it is in your body. So it's like a full sonogram of your body on the fridge. Sounds like fun.
Also, like, the woman obviously saw that I was like super intrigued on seeing my insides. So like, I won't lie, she kind of hurt me at a stage because she was like super excited to share because she's like, look, if I push down here, you can see your spine. And I was like, what? I can see my spine? Do it. Do it.
Oh God. Just dying in pain, but at least you got to see what your spine looks like.
I got to see all of me. And according to her, I have all the right bits where they're supposed to be. I mean, according to me, I'm just filled with different shades of grey. Like, I've got slightly light grey, slightly dark grey, and all of my insides are just floating around. But she was like, everything seems legit, so...
Okay. It's not just boba and hot sauce. There are actual organs.
Screw you people who said I'm heartless. I've seen it. It's there. It exists.
It's you. You said you're heartless, not us. You said it.
Pictures or it didn't happen. Video clip or it did not happen.
I will clip it. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to go back and find this clip. You're in for it.
I will say though, the absolute worst thing. So like, so much was done to me at the hospital. But the worst of everything is when I had to go have blood drawn. And like, the woman first is like, are you afraid of needles? I'm not afraid of needles. I have no fear of needles. I'm like, nah, needles are fine. I'm like, the problem is I'm not a fan of seeing my blood outside of my body. Like, I am very accident prone. I need all of it. Like, I need it. And it needs to stay inside. And she was like, no, man, it's only like 4 vials. And then showed me the vials with my blood in it. And I could have died. I was like, what has life got into? Give it to me. I want it back.
Oh, gosh. I love how they're always just like, oh, no, it's only like a certain amount of vials. And you're like, that's all the blood I have. How, like,
Thank you.
Don't show me that you took all the blood out of my system. Ugh.
I'm just saying, if there was an accident at our home, let's say I was washing dishes and a knife cut me, and 4 vials worth of blood came out, I'm going to the emergency room. Yeah. I'm like, I'm bleeding out. Okay? Exactly. This is not, I can fix this boo-boo with a plaster. This is like transfusion time. Like, exactly. I'm dying.
100%. 4 vials is a buttload. I've also never been afraid of needles or anything, but I had to give blood one time, and I swear they pulled every single drop out of me because I was about to just fall onto the floor. And ever since then, now if you need to like put a needle in me, I just get that feeling straight away. It's just so... Now I just
PTSD.
Think of the other thing. It's PTSD. I'm so full of trauma. Everything in my life gives me trauma. It's just... it's what keeps me going. PTSD
but
and caffeine.
I will say, like, a ridiculous moment. So, the second procedure I had to have done yesterday, the anesthesiologist is there. And he is like putting the needle into my arm. And then all of a sudden clutches his chest and like bends double. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. But he thinks he has to go for a gastroscopy because he has esophageal spasms or something like that, and it's really been killing him. But don't worry, he's pretty sure he's not gonna die while he's taking care of me. So he doesn't want me to stress about him. I'm like, okay. Like, I wasn't before, but now it's sort of a worry. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
And then he's like, and also like, I mustn't panic. Like, this is a somewhat safe procedure. I'm like, interesting choice of word there. Somewhat.
Somewhat?
Like,
I mean, he's probably legally not allowed to be like, nothing ever goes wrong. Because when something goes wrong, and you're like, I recorded you, you said nothing would go wrong, and everything went wrong. So
he's just like, somewhat.
A little bit. Slight chance. 1 out of every 59 patients, and I've done 58 today, so...
Will it be you? Let's see! Fun times.
Fun times. But everything was alright, right? Like, sadly, nothing's wrong with you.
Unfortunately. Absolutely unfortunately. I don't think there's anything more painful than spending 3 days on the phone to the medical aid. Because let's just face it, dealing with a medical aid is like dealing with insurance. Like, you know, Cody, after you were broken into and had to deal with insurance, they are absolutely insufferable. Like, I'm sure the people who work for medical aids and insurance companies are perfectly fine outside of their job, but while they are at work, they are insufferable. It is so hard to deal with them. And I spent literally 2 days dealing with all the authorization I needed and the codes I needed and the this I needed and the that I needed, to then use a leave day to go to the hospital, which, I mean, nobody in their right mind is like, ooh, you know how I want to spend my leave day. I want to go to the hospital as a patient. It's not a fun time.
Not even
and
as a viewer.
Right,
no one wants to go watch people die. But anyway.
And then afterwards, they're like, oh, you look perfectly fine. Like, yes, we can totally see that this one little thing is wrong with you, but who knows why that is? What do you mean? You should know why that is. I am paying, because we all know there are going to be co-payments. This is medical aid. Like, we all know. So I am paying you to tell me what is wrong with me. Don't look at me and go, oh yeah, we can verify that you have this thing. I knew I had this thing. I came to you to tell me why I have this thing. So sad.
So sad. Paid all that money for like a double confirmation. You know, I was having this discussion with Ash last night. So she was going through her mails, and there's a paper that comes through, because she's a scientist. Remember now, I'm talking science things because my wife's a scientist. She's a doctor of science. Okay. And a paper comes through, and she says, you know how like news people, we are news people, but some news people,
those damn news
those
people,
damn
yes.
news people, they're like clickbait the titles, right?
Yes.
So the title is...
Not us. We're not those damn news people.
We'll never clickbait anything, swear.
We must totes clickbait something right now. After this, we're clickbaiting something.
Next article. And it won't even say clickbait in the title. It's not the clickbait one that we usually do. There will be a sneaky clickbait one thrown in the midst. Anyway, the title comes across... It's something along the lines of... Mosquitoes smell different humans... like in different ways, right? Because she works with mosquitoes, and I bet everyone's wondering, how come when I lie in bed, all the mosquitoes go for me and they don't go for my partner? And everyone's like, oh, it's because you have sweet blood, or whatever. Like, there's all these kinds of things that happen. The truth is, everybody releases carbon dioxide, and there's like a bacteria on your skin that mosquitoes pick up, and they come to you, right? But we know this, or science people already know this. So when she's going through the paper, they just tell us the same thing. All they said is it's carbon dioxide and bacteria on your skin that attracts the mosquitoes.
And she's like, why?
She's like, but we already know this. And I'm like, even I know this because I hang out with her. And I'm like, I don't care. I already know. Tell me what's the difference. Like, do I release more CO2 because I ate chips or I ate candy? Like, tell me. That's what I want to know. I want to know, like, what different
Why
people
is
are.
your skin more gassy than your wife's skin?
Exactly. Come on. Anyway, quick rant.
I
there.
will say,
Sorry about
Cody,
that.
I have been wondering something, and Larry and I have had this discussion. Like, we have spoken about you and Ash's relationship.
Okay.
I was looking at one of her Facebook stories.
Okay.
And she had the most harrowing of all pictures I have ever seen. She had a picture of her arm after she fed a veritable million mosquitoes. And like, we often get whiny and complain because I have so many mosquito bites. And it's like 3. And you're like, I'm dying. I have so many. She had a million. Like, her arm was basically just a mosquito bite. Like, you couldn't see where mosquito bite ends and arm begins.
Yeah, she had a dot on her arm.
How do conversations, like, after a hard day at work between you and her go? Because you're like, I am so stressed. I had to play 3 hours of this video game today, and now my thumb hurts. And she's just like, well, I was bit by 3 million mosquitoes. Shut up. Like, how does that work?
Oh, gosh. I think we both respect each other's pain. No, I kid. It's an unfortunate, like, perk of being in the gaming industry where people think you're not working when you're playing games, right? I don't know. At least Larry's like a bit of a gamer, so he understands, but playing games is our job.
No, I make him understand. I make him understand because I whine about it a lot, Cody. And I feel like I can whine about it a lot because he has a very similar job. Like, I play games, he codes. Like, I feel like they're similar. He doesn't have this one thing, like, I fed my blood to a million mosquitoes. He doesn't have a better leg to stand on than me. Like...
So it's like something that everybody talks about, okay? But it's 2024 now, okay? Mosquitoes have been around for generations, like even longer than that, and still to this day, like, the best methods to catch a mosquito is to use yourself as bait. You literally go and you sit outside in the dark and you wait for a mosquito to land on you and you suck it up with a tube and put it in a bucket. Like, that's one of the best methods. There's like 2,000 years of science and that's it.
Why are you catching mosquitoes?
Because she has to study them. How do you study
Does
mosquitoes?
she catch her own mosquitoes?
Yeah, so she has 2.
I'm mind blown.
She has like
I'm mind blown.
a wild group and like a domestic group.
So what does date night look like for you guys? Is it like a weekly thing? Like, we're gonna go catch us a colony of mosquitoes. Come, babe, let's go sit outside.
Look, I'd love
Bring
to
your
go.
gassy skin here.
I don't know who out of the 2 of us. I think we're kind of even. But yeah, no, she has to go far out to go and catch them because it's malaria research, so she's got to go to malaria area. Can't just do it out here on the stoop, unfortunately. But she goes to nice places, so yeah. I've never cracked an invite, to be honest. I'm still sitting here.
I'm just saying, we have like playtime jobs, okay? And you're married to somebody with a very big boy job and it's ridiculous.
No, yeah, for real. Hey, when you work in something like the public health sector, yeah, you're literally saving lives, and we're just telling you guys how to waste your life away playing games on specific pieces of hardware.
It really puts it in perspective, right? We're like stressing, like we have to get this news up. It is a crisis. I'm so bogged down. I have 4 games to play. When do they expect me to do this? Getting stomach ulcers left, right, and center. And your wife is just using her body as mosquito bait. Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous. We have such a ridiculous job. This is why I felt the need to lie to the doctor when the doctor was like, what work do you do? And she just told me that I have a stress-induced ulcer.
What did you say?
Nothing. I froze Cody because I couldn't think of anything to say, like that I could look at this medical doctor in the eyeball and explain why she doesn't have a stress ulcer, but I do. I could not think. I blanked. So
Fair
she
enough.
probably thinks that I do only fans, and that's why I didn't want to say it. That's for sure what I'm under on her little file.
Oh gosh, I don't know if OnlyFans is stressful though. I feel like you release a lot of hormones that are happy hormones that shouldn't be giving you ulcers.
Maybe, so you're saying that's maybe what I should be doing.
I mean, okay, fine. We already filmed video anyway. Now you just need to make more money out of it and less stress. I don't
We
know.
can get the whole team, and we have a NAG ONly FANS account. But hear me out. We don't strip down. We strip things down. So like we get a computer case and we like slow. You see? It's like
God.
OnlyFans for computer nerds.
I mean, that's a thing. That's a real thing. You like getting the close-ups of the PCB boards. Imagine just like softly
With
spreading.
ASMR, just those sounds.
And then you softly
see, you're like, wow.
spread the thermal paste. Just enough thermal paste. Just a slow-mo drop of thermal paste. Bloop.
Imagine explaining to people what you do then.
I'm gonna have to cut
And then
this
your
out
grandmother's like, show me a video.
I'm gonna cut this out because people are gonna steal our idea. Don't do it.
It is. It's a gold mine. If you guys do it, we need links. I mean, we need to see it. If
Also-
someone is brave enough to actually do that, we must see.
Do we play it with the same like 80s porno music behind it, or do we
Oh,
like
100%. But 8-bit version.
ooh 8-bit? Okay, that could work. Cool. We see.
Like Laser Shoot Larry level sleaze.
Jeez. Okay.
The worst is you know it would actually do well. It is such a ridiculously stupid idea, and if done properly, it would for sure do well.
I mean,
there's a... Yeah?
I was just gonna say that one girl who sold her bathwater. Like, imagine her thinking up
Oh,
the
yeah.
story. I'm gonna sell my bathwater, and that sounds like it
Belle
went
Delphine.
swimmingly. Belle Delphine. She had a great time,
But
and
it's
she was
like-
probably just sitting there. I'm gonna sell my bathwater, and then billions of rands later.
You know she didn't even sell her bathwater, right? You know she was sued. Did you ever read the follow-up for that?
No.
So, she made millions. Quite literally millions. Like, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was roughly like $3 million with her bathwater selling enterprise. Because she sold like the first set and they sold out, second set, third set, so on. Up until somebody took her to the Consumer Complaints Board because they bought the bathwater, took it to a lab, had it tested, and there was 0% human DNA in the water. And they were like, you are not selling your bathwater, you're just selling us tap water.
Oh god.
Then her lawyers countered back on you aren't actually allowed to send bathwater because it goes against health and safety and this and that. And they were like, that's fine, but you're still misleading because you're telling people it's your bathwater. And that's why that all came to an end. And I think she possibly ended up settling out of court. But yeah, She
Wow.
was actually nailed for that because she was effectively just selling tap water in jars to horny gamers.
Nice. Don't worry, guys. We won't do that to you. It'll be legitimate PC parts. We're not talking aircons here. We're not talking, like stuff you don't want to see. Nobody wants to see the inside of their 80s radio. We're gonna proper hardcore NVIDIA graphics cards. AMD
But you know why I
graphics
know
cards.
this will work? There is some Korean YouTube channel that I've been subscribed to for years. And every now and then one of their videos will just pop up on my YouTube feed.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know if it's a guy or a woman or whoever runs the channel because they just wear these like black latex gloves. But
Okay.
all the channel is stripping down of things. So an old PlayStation 1 console, for example, and then they strip it down piece for piece to show you like what the components look like inside and everything. And it is so fascinating, and they have literally millions of followers, and that's it. It's just random objects being stripped down to their bare bones, and it's
Do
great.
they put it back together?
No, it's literally just, you see like a table, the item gets put down, and then they don't even talk you through it, they don't anything, and they just like strip it down.
Wow.
And you're like, oh, that's what that looks like inside. I never knew.
So 2 things, I'm immediately interested. I already want to watch whatever. I'd love to see how a PlayStation 1 looks like on the inside.
Juicy.
And secondly, why do you have so many Korean things in your life? Like everything is Korean. Not that I'm hating on Korea, I'm just like, I've noticed a trend. There's a lot of Korean stuff going on in your life.
Who knows? I was born in the wrong country for sure.
Clearly. Gotta move out. Gotta find a spot somewhere in Korea. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna move to Korea and then you're gonna be like, I need a South African store. I need to start following South African YouTube channels. It's gonna...
No, I can't. You know what? One thing I will say. There is nothing that irks me more, and a lot irks me in this world. But there is nothing that irks me more than a South African accent. I feel like in our everyday life, because everybody is South African, you don't pick up on it. Like, it just sounds like talking. Okay, yes, there's like a person with a very exaggerated accent, but for the most part, it's just talking. And then I'll be watching TV and I'll be browsing on my phone, you know, like when you're just like doom scrolling and you're watching with like half an eye, and all of a sudden I will hear it. And it is like nails on a chalkboard for me. Like, you can pick it out of a sea of people, that South African accent, and I hate it. It is so ugly for me. Like, I can't. It's so bad.
I mean, I remember when the One Piece live action came out last year. Was it last year? Sometime last year. And that was also filmed down here.
Ward.
Okay, he doesn't have one, but there are so many other characters in that show, and I'm just like, hold on, that person's South African, that person's South African, that person's South African, and it's like 80% of the cast are actually South Africans, which was cool. But yes, you can pick that accent out from a mile away.
I wonder if other nations are like that. I wonder if a British person watches like an American movie and all of a sudden they hear a Brit, if they're like, oh, there's a grateful accent. I wonder if it's just like a universal thing, like how everybody hates the sound of their own voice on recordings.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Maybe.
listen to a recording of your own voice and you're like, oh, that's sexy. It's more like you hear yourself back and you're like, holy shit, how am I allowed to talk in public? Like, people should throw things at me. It's so bad.
Yeah, Adobe Enhance, thank you for saving my life. But I mean, in movies and like shows and stuff, they definitely exaggerated. I mean, not just the South African accent, but all accents, right? They're all like very over exaggerated, right? There's no just casual like accents. Super British, or it's super American, or it's super South African.
But no, the South African one, it absolutely grates me, and I can always hear it, and it's always so upsetting for me. You know what the worst is? There is actually worse than that. Is I have seen a disgusting trend lately where people start randomly just saying Afrikaans words that don't mean anything in shows. So the first time I heard this, did you ever watch Lucifer?
I did not.
Okay, so
hold on. You
watched...
know what? You jinxed it. Now there's a delivery outside.
I called it every single time we film this. Go, Cody. Be gone.
Okay, keep yourself entertained. I'll be back.
I'll try my best. So listen here, back to my story.
Okay.
So Lucifer ran for seasons and seasons and seasons, and everything was fine. And then randomly, one season, the one demon in it just gave up on learning Latin and started speaking Afrikaans instead. Okay,
what?
So this is a clip from the show, right? Let's see if it picks up. It is as ridiculous as it sounds.
I'm fine. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Mace, you and I both know that's not true. Trixie means a lot to you, and she's the last person you need to make up with since you're backslide into demondom. Okay, Linda, what is going on with you? Do you need to pee or something? No, I sit all day. It's nice to be able to move around when I get a chance. Okay. So, let's talk about what you're dealing with emotionally. Yeah, I really don't want to. Okay, well, maybe it'd help if I spoke your language. You speak Willem? What?
Did you hear it?
What?
And it upset me to another blood group. I, to this day, have not finished watching Lucifer, which was one of my favorite shows, because I cannot handle it. It upsets me so much.
Wow, that is ridiculous.
It really, and it's all through the show after that point. That was the first time that she did it, and after that she just committed, and I was like, I cannot with this.
I'm literally speechless. I don't even know. What? How does the producer, first of all, be like, you spoke Latin and now just make it Afrikaans? Wow.
It was so infuriating.
I don't even know what to say. I have no idea. I used to have a fly trap, actually, and I paid like zero attention to it. It just stayed in my cupboard. Every now and again I would give it a little spider that I found. And yeah, because it said it had to be in the dark, a dark space. So it just stayed there. And it lived for like 2 years until eventually I think I just forgot about it because it probably like went behind a pair of shorts or something. Poor thing. Sorry.
And that is your lesson of this week, friends. When you have a plant, maybe don't keep them in your cupboard, because there is a chance that they'll get lost behind a pair of shorts or something. Boba Tea Cody agrees.
Okay, and with that well thought out lesson, let's wrap this up and put it in the cupboard.
If you want to read the words that me and Cody are constantly writing for you. I mean, we're not saving lives. We're not donating arms to mosquitos.
But we are clickbaiting titles. Yep,
clickbaiting titles. You can go to www.nagcoza.co.za.
What letter is nosy?
No. Excuse me. Stop. This is uncalled for. This is when we say goodbye and we were finally doing it good. This is uncalled for. Okay.
It's never gonna go well.
No, it is never. I mean, my dog doesn't even bark. And now he's like, this is my moment to shine. I too will give you my little South African accent. Okay. If you want to give us something to read, you can drop us an email at hey@nag.co.za. If you want to treasure the things that we write and maybe read something that you wrote, you can still pick up the annual at shop.nag.co.za. Just in time for the winter edition. My dog agrees you should do it.
You should. Listen to Zeke. He knows what he's talking about. If you guys would prefer to send us a voice note or send us a picture or I don't even know, just
the link to your tech OnlyFans, and that's for only OnlyFans link we want.
You can drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp line, which is 062-834-1919. And you can always catch us on social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube.
I mean, you can catch me on LinkedIn.
Next
We're
LinkedIn.
still working on giving Cody the permissions. We
I'll
don't
get
trust
it.
him that much. I mean, we allow him on our X, but our LinkedIn, we're like, don't know about this dude. Seems sus.
Yeah, no, LinkedIn is professional. X is just a bunch of whatever, so it's fine. Or you could also, if you have the Ayoba app from the App Store, whichever App Store you're on, you can search for Game Explorers and you'll catch everything we're writing about and chatting about on that channel over there.
Yes. And
Cool.
I guess that's it. Until next time, right?
Until next time.
And enjoy the short week, everybody. Have a good one.
Yes. Enjoy. Ciao.
Holiday, holiday. Dance, dance.